segment. Carrie, you got to help me.
Dose.
Or dos for all our Hispanic friends out there.
It's about the extent of my Spanish. Dose.
Yeah, we're going to get into that a little bit.
I knew it.
We're going to get into that just a little bit. Okay. Anyway, thank you for sticking with us. It's segment 2 in the show. It's our Thanksgiving show. Like for all you folks and we got a guest hashtag, One Lucky Gal. Carrie Sullivan is our guest today, and it's the last Thursday of the month. Now, you know what's going on December 1st. We have hashtag the Firestarter. No, just hashtag Firestarter. Jody the Rock Rocco will be back for her co-hosting duties. Right. And if you've, let's just say if you've been on the YouTube world, Jody is neck deep in the Standing Rock controversy. So the one thing you have to do, let me give you a little hint when it comes to Jody. First of all, don't call her a name. And have your facts backed up with some research, because she's the research queen, and she pretty much just destroys all the social media BS that's rolling around out there. You better have your dukes up. Okay, so that is on December 1st, and then the next week will be hashtag Sharp Tank, and then after that we'll have hashtag Lady in Red and Dean Rose, and then we'll move on. I'm
loving these hashtags.
Yes.
I'm gonna have this down by the end of the day.
This is my gang sign.
I like it. I told you I'm the youngest millennial ever, because we were talking about that, millennials, how it begins, how it ends. So I'm learning like we were just chatting about Giphy, Jiffy. See, I'm still getting it wrong.
Yeah, the little 3-second movements.
My mom is loving sending me those by text, but they're like
GIF or GIF.
I guess GIF.
GIFs.
And then it's on. If you can go to a website where you can send those to people, and it's GIPHY. So see, to me, that's confusing.
Yeah, too confusing for me.
I'm a little confused.
I just hit the little button, and it says, and then they give me a choice to click.
To send?
Yes, that's what I do on my Facebook and stuff.
And we're going to get you into Snapchat too, Danny.
You know, I'm okay. Let's get into the Snapchat. My daughter's on Snapchat, so it's kind of like, I got one person on my Snapchat. I got a Snapchat, but I only have one person. I can't even find it on my phone anymore, because I just don't. Oh, there it is.
It's right there. Yeah, it's
my
bell.
Snapchat.
Yeah.
It's my Snapchat, and I click the button, and then that's all I know how to do.
Well, you can do, I'm still learning this, but you can do like little faces and stuff. Oh, see, now I messed it up. Not there. But you can, I'm the worst person in the world to teach you this. But there's faces you can do on this. I think you have to press that. Don't allow. And then you swipe for filters.
Oh, this is what puts doggy faces on you?
Yes.
And makes your eyeballs big?
Yes.
I know that.
I think it's so fascinating to me, because a girlfriend of mine loves Snapchat, and she takes all her photos on Snapchat, and then she puts them through a Photoshop filter, and then she puts them up on Instagram, Facebook. It's a lot of work, but it makes the Photoshop is automatic on Snapchat. It makes anything go away. It's fantastic.
I know. For someone who's sitting here with a lifetime of dark circles underneath their eyes, I got them from my mom, okay? It's not that I'm stressed or anything. But at the same time, yeah, I like filters, but I'm just like, pictures you make dogs and stuff, and your eyeballs big, and everybody goes, that's so funny.
Your kids use
We're so
the filters?
easily amused. Well, my youngest daughter is not a social media crazy.
Really?
Now, she's 11.
She's smart.
Now, maybe, she's born in 2004. Maybe we'll find that typical generation, or kids at about that age that are born now, by the time they're old enough, they're like, man, that's my parents do that stupid stuff.
That's interesting.
Maybe they'll go back to just,
playing outside?
Right.
I have a niece, and you're hot. It's hot in here.
Hot
Danny's hot.
Joe Please. Okay, don't stroke the ego.
No, I love
it. But Joe Gamble can get the heat down if he wants to a little bit. Okay, so let's talk about you.
Ooh.
Let's talk about you. Now, when we had our first meeting, and I'm totally judging a book by its cover.
Oh, no.
All right, okay, got this young Hispanic, which I still haven't figured out what's the difference between a Hispanic and Latino. I have no idea. And maybe someday someone will explain it to me. But the last name is Sullivan.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if we all remember, we have a friend who's from Belize with the last name of Houlihan, and she comes on the show about once a year. and so she does the Belize bronze products, and so we're kind of used to this. But at the same time, so I had to bring up in our meeting, okay.
You're
But
not the
I did notice you had a ring on, so maybe you got married to some,
Right.
red-haired
Big
white
Irishman?
guy, and now you have the name Sullivan. But
Right.
no, the story is, you told me that you were adopted.
Yes, I know. Right?
You were adopted, but and the next question I asked you was, well, like most adopted kids in today's world, there's usually somewhat of a link back to their birth parents, whether it's like you can't look at the envelope until you're 21,
Right, right.
but there is some type of record
For sure.
going to the birth parents, and if everybody's kind of agreeable, they either meet or they just like, okay, we're not going there.
There's so many different ways
Right.
you can do it, for sure.
But you told me an incredible story that you were left in a hotel in Mexico.
Yes.
Am I right about that?
That is right.
That there is absolutely no link for you. There is no, hey, I got the police report. There's no video surveillance.
No,
There's
you'd think-
absolutely nothing.
Nothing. It's a cold trail. There's nothing going on. Yeah.
Right. And you even said yourself that you were just so blessed
Yeah.
for somehow you were adopted by this American family that brought you to America. And we have what's in front of us now, a beautiful American gal that's out there kicking ass and taking names.
Thank you.
And carries the name of Sullivan.
Sullivan. Yeah. It's interesting when we talked about it. I talk about it not as often as, whenever someone asks, it's always the number one question because I'm very ethically ambiguous. What are you? Where are you from? And so it always kind of in those moments brings back these thoughts. And anybody who's adopted, I'm sure can totally relate. I was adopted when I was 6 months old. And
Right.
actually, it makes it special. And I don't want to get emotional. I don't know why I'm getting emotional. It makes it super special because Thanksgiving is the day that I was brought home.
Wow.
From Mexico. My mom and my family were there for months. I was in an orphanage for months, and my mom nursed me back because I was really, really sick. And so Thanksgiving is really, really special in our household because of this story. And I always hear it every year. It never gets old. And so it's like a second birthday. And I think the one thing that I find very important, and I'm sure many people, I would love to hear what other people think.
Right.
The one thing I find very important is the way that I was raised was my family. It was never a secret. It was
Right.
never like, I hear these stories sometimes of people who don't find out till they're 18 years old.
Right.
And I think that would kind of mess with them a little bit emotionally. It would have
Right.
destroyed me. But my family raised me always knowing that, this is your story. And if you ever want to try and figure it out, we don't quite know where to start, but we will do whatever it takes to find it out.
Right.
So it made it bearable, and it makes you. My mom always says you weren't born from me, but you were born from my heart.
Right.
And so it makes it a little bit more special if you wrap
Right.
your head around it. And so it actually made me work a lot harder growing up because I
Right.
could see that other life to where maybe I didn't have as much and I was in Mexico or whatever it was. So my life could have been so different, and now I have a beautiful life.
Now,
And-
they have other brothers and sisters that were naturally coming from this family, or did
No.
they all adopted all, and it was just you?
I don't know. Like I from what I heard, I was left in a hotel room, and
I'm
there's
talking
no
about
others.
your family,
Oh,
the
my
Sullivan
family.
family.
I have 5 siblings, so
Okay.
it's a mix of yours, mine, and ours. I have a brother, a sister, and then 2 step
Are they
siblings.
all adopted, or is it?
No, my little sister's adopted.
Okay.
We're not from the same family, but
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
she's adopted too. It's
So
really
I want
cool.
to talk a little bit about that when we come
Oh,
back.
okay.
Now, I usually
Cool.
don't stretch things over 2 segments, but we're going to start over because I think we got a little bit too late in this segment in this story, because this is very fascinating to me, because I'm a sociology major in college that I never finished, but I loved that subject and how human beings learn things and how it affects their behavior, and all the troubles that we have today all come from, if you watch this show, all come from learned behavior. Human beings do not have any natural instincts besides maybe, oh, I'm getting hit in the face, let me put my hands up.
Right.
Other than that, everything a human being does, for the most part, is a learned behavior through thousands and thousands of years of socialization, and we'll be back.